And this time we race. Superstar from Matviv, he just goes flat. Keanu Bloom into second place, the Austrian for DPK Racing. Superstar, the Czech Republic, goes position 2. Here's Gustav Wisniewski in the background. Keanu Bloom slides under brakes as we see Molnar passed by one of the Beyond Racing karts. Newman Chi slams it down the inside. Nicely done by Newman, who drones in on the opposition. And we're looking for Tereza Babichkova, the Teps Racing team driver. That's the team Teps Racing, as Molnar starting to struggle, or actually is struggling after a poor start. It's fallen back through the field. Keanu Bloom has just been passed for second place. Tereza Babichkova, we look for her in the 233 Teps Racing Tony kart. No problem for Matviv from pole position, who leads them across the line. There's Bloom back into third place. Enya Frey, the Swiss driver, passes the Austrian halfway through the opening lap of the race. And there is Tereza. She's in position 4. She looks over her shoulder back to Newman Chi. And Martin Molnar, as we say, struggling with the start. And he's actually been passed by Jako Kamenek, the Czech. And Gustav Wisniewski's right there as well. Good start from Miguel Costa. Goes by Emma Felbermeyer, Trier, Shen, Koch, Head Force, Fuji, Ryan Vincent, Xavier Avramidis. Welcome to WSK. And the young Australian has been belted off the start, unfortunately. Still got time to recover, though. Head of Koenig and Dominic Deek. Keanu Bloom back into position 4. Tereza on the charge. She goes through. She's up into position 3. The Formula 1 World Championship W Series supporting race. She is a talent. She is the T in Teps Racing, one of the 4 Babichkova siblings. Tereza, Elishka, Petra, and Stenek. And she's gone through on the Austrian, who made a great start. Keanu Bloom, though, back to position 4. Tereza is quick. There is the Tony kart. Powered by the TM engine. 233 comes down the hill. Molnar starting to recover. Did not make a good start at all, did the Hungarian from the outside of the front row of the grid. But we know that the energy kart is quick, particularly in the infield. As the LeConte tyres start to come on. There is Molnar in the background of the DPK Racing Kart Republic of Keanu Bloom, the Austrian. It is the Siberian who leads, though. Molnar, here he comes. He's got the fastest lap of the race in this early stage of 47.940 ahead of Chi, Wisniewski, Kamenek. They go down the back straight. Watch Wisniewski for Forza Racing, too far back to make a move. Kamenek, Emma Felbermeyer. There is Costa going through ahead of Olivieri. Truer. Good start from Leon Headforce, starting to find his way in the OK senior category. Leon is ahead of Fuji. Then it's Koenig, Shen, Ryan Vincent. Deek now goes past Avramidis, Botenemov, and Sergio Koch. The final runner for Innovate competition is the Swiss driver. The second Swiss driver is Enya Frey, who is about to come across the line in second place, but under attack from Tereza. Lowers the blind on the radiator, feeding very cold air into that TM engine. Right over the bumps, there is Molnar. He's quick in the middle part of the circuit. Won the Winter Cup here 7 days ago on a freezing cold, wet track, which was coated in ice. Fortunately, the sun is shining. We're up to 7 degrees Celsius, although I think that temperature gauge is missing a minus sign in front of it. It is damn freezing here on the final weekend of January in the north of Italy, but the track is dry and the action, forgive the cliche, is white hot. Here comes Molnar, the Hungarian from grid 2 back to 6th, and he's now on the back of Keanu Bloom, who was briefly up into second place. Enya Frey for Neil McKernan's Beyond Racing team in P2, but Tereza's quick. The gap between Matviv and Enya Frey is 0.62 of a second. Another fastest lap for Molnar, a 47.227. He's 0.2 of a second faster than Matviv. The energy is coming on strong, powered by the TM engine. The Iami-powered Kart Republic of Keanu Bloom in P4, the TM-powered Tony kart of Tereza. And then Enya Frey for the Beyond Racing team. Iami-powered on the Kart Republic, and that's the same combination which leads Dimitri, the former WSK champion. Won the Supermaster Series in Mini a couple of years ago, as Molnar dives down the inside and the Hungarian takes the Austrian. Can he get by Tereza? She needs to make a move on Enya Frey quickly, but the Beyond Racing Kart Republic's working well. The Tony kart in position 3. The energy in full. Look at Matviv down through turn 1. Absolutely immaculate is the Siberian. The gap is 0.7 of a second. Keeps it straight under brakes into the pit hairpin. Keanu Bloom sits there in position 5, but he's losing time to the energy kart, which is quick, particularly through this part of the section. I should say, of the circuit. Down the hill, through the chicane, closes up on the back of the Tony kart. Watch him get the run on the exit of Babichkova. Into the final hairpin, he's too far back to make a move. The Tony kart's working well, gets up onto 3 wheels, but Molnar just drives down the inside, and the Hungarian goes by the Czech. He's up into position 3. There's an opportunity for Keanu Bloom to stay with us. Matviv goes across the line. Molnar, despite making the move on Babichkova, has done a 47.190. He's done the fastest lap of the race while passing the Tony kart for position 3. The energy is flying. Wisniewski has got by Newman Chi. The pole is now up into P6. There is Molnar 202, the Winter Cup champion from a week ago. In the energy kart, it is, I was going to say it's slightly warmer. As Keanu Bloom goes down the inside of Babichkova, and the Austrian puts Teresa. Keanu does. Back into position 5. I was going to say it is warmer than it was a week ago, but that is a relative term. It is still damn cold here at Lonato. 320 drivers from 51 nations. Would you believe it's the Siberian? He's used to the cold temperatures, and he's leading here. Dmitry Matveev. It's positively summertime for Dmitry. He's got 0.8 of a second over Enya Frey, who's doing a fine job in P2. The Kart Republics in first and second, but Molnar's quick. 202. There is Wisniewski going down ahead of Chi. Emma Felbermeyer is ahead of Jakub Kamenek. Truer, Olivieri, Konik, Costa has dropped back to 12. Ahead of Leon Headforce, Ryan Vincent, the American. Home circuit of Cal Speed in California. Back with us for 2023 ahead of Fuji Koch, the Swiss driver for Innovate Competition, Bogdanov, Teague, Shen, and unfortunately Xavier Abramides. It's been a tough introduction for the young Australian. He is the sole retirement from Prefinal A. Fastest middle sector for Dmitry Matveev. The gap is 1.2 seconds back to Molnar, who's gone through now on Enya Frey into second place. The KRs first, second, and fourth. There's the Tony kart of Teresa Babichkova in P5, but it is Molnar who is charging. Another purple sector for the Hungarian. Fastest driver on the circuit of 47.018, 1/10 of a second faster than Dmitry Matveev, who is controlling the pace. The gap last time was 1.2 seconds. It's down to 1.1. Takes a 10th out of him as Enya Frey rides over the ripple strip. The Beyond Racing team. Miami powered Kart Republic. The blue and orange machine. There is Teresa going through. Gustav is just ahead of Newman Chi, Emma Felbermeyer, Jakub Kamenek, and Maciej Konik. Great drive from Konik. Let's give Maciej some credit. The Slovakian from the back of the grid in the 239 Croc promotion kart. Coming down the hill on the back of Emma Felbermeyer. There he goes through. Konik has made up 10 positions in 10 laps. Olivieri just ahead of Costa. So 6 laps now remaining. 47.010 for Martin Mulder. The gap is 1.2 seconds. Matveev is just controlling the pace. Runner-up to Joseph Turney in the WSK Final Cup to finish 2022. Anatoly Kavalkin finished in third at the end of last season. Last year, this race was won by Denny Karanini, who was racing in the X30 category here this weekend. A year prior, it was Rafael Camara, who raced to third in the Italian F4 Championship, presented by WSK Promotion with the Prema Power team. In 2022, Rafa, the now Ferrari Junior, winning in 2021. That was at Adria Raceway off memory. By the way, no news yet. Taylor Barnard won the race in 2019 and 2020, and it was Nicholas Nielsen, the Dane, who is racing in the Daytona 24-hour race and has been confirmed as a Ferrari hypercar driver for the 2023 World Endurance Championship. Nitro, Nicholas won in 2018 aboard a Vortex powered Tony kart. Pedro Hilbrand also with the same green team in 2017. Logan Sargent, who makes his debut for the Williams Formula One team in the FIA Formula One World Championship this year. Logan Sargent won this race in 2016 at Adria. 15 of the current 20 Formula One drivers on the grid for the 2023 have come from the world of WSK World Racing. Carol Bash taking the title in 2014 as well. The history of the WSK Champions Cup, which dates back to 2014. The 10th edition of this famous race. As Molnar, another fastest lap, but the pre-final is being dominated by the driver on your screen, the Siberian from pole position in the 2.40. It is Dmitry Matveev now with 3 laps remaining. Good drive from Enyafrey. It seems like just yesterday he was racing in the 60 mini category. Now runs P3 in OK. There's Gustav Wisniewski, head of Newman Chi, as Kamenek dives down the inside and the Czech picks up the Austrian. Emma Felbermeyer falls back to P9. Jakob Kamenek, the Czech, now up into P8 from grid 20 if you don't mind. Matveev with 2 laps now remaining. To take victory in Prefinal A for OK in the WSK Champions Cup for 2023. The gap 1.3 seconds now. Fastest driver on the circuit consistently, Martin Molnar, with a 47.018, a 46.999, but Matveev says, okay, that's enough. This is mine, a 46.901. He goes purple on the penultimate lap of the race. Matveev blows the gap out to 1.3 seconds. He'll get the last lap board this time round. The Kart Republic driver on his way to victory, and most likely a pole position start for the WSK Champions Cup right here at Lonato later this afternoon. 1 kilometre to the checkered flag for Dmitry Matveev. Molnar, Frey, Bloom, Babichkova, Wisniewski has got by Newman Chi up into 6th, and it's Kamenek from the back of the grid. Felbermeyer, Olivieri, Costa now moves up into 11 ahead of Truer. Down through the chicane for the final time. Here's Molnar in P2. He'll be a contender this afternoon, as will's Enyafrey and Keanu Bloom. Dmitry Matveev started from pole position. He's got 1 corner. He brakes, turns, accelerates. That checkered flag does wave. Matveev wins the pre-final and almost certainly will start from pole position for the final later this afternoon. Bad luck for Maciej Konik after charging up from the back of the grid to be in position 8. Has retired on the last lap of the race along with Leon Hetfors and Xavier Avramidis, the other driver who has retired. Matveev wins it. 1.5 seconds that was the distance in the end. Molnar P2, Enyafrey home in position 3 ahead of Keanu Bloom. Teresa Babichkova P5 ahead of Wisniewski, Newman Chi, Kamenek, Felbermeyer and Giulio Olivieri. The first Italian home in position 10. Stay with us on WSK.IT and Motorsport TV as well. Pre-final B for OK live from Lonato in just a moment.